What I'm going to show you is what I think are the most important commands that my dogs have on a walk. So I'm going to take you through everything that we do in a bit more detail than just coming on a walk with us, like a previous video, so check that one out. I'll sort my jumper out, that'd be great. But the first and most important thing is that dogs have really good thresholds. So even though I've opened up the crate here, which could be the door to your car, the dog doesn't just fly out. Just because the woods are there, we're not just going, okay? So the next thing I'll do with this dog is put his lead on, bring it down, and then I will then get my next dog ready. Rocky, in you go. Good boy. Good. Flat. Flat. Well done. It's lovely, isn't it? Good. So, doesn't matter where we arrive, whether we're down by the beach, going into some woods, in a busy park in central London, we don't just jump out. And I see it all the time where owners just let the dog out in some places, but we're not consistent. So the dog has to operate in an environment where we are super black and white with them. And when we are super black and white with our dogs, they understand it. They're just real pattern machines. So if the same thing happens every single place, they will do the same thing. But if we're inconsistent, it doesn't help with them. Rocky, flat. It doesn't help with them. So being really consistent means that we can then, if we want to put flexibility into our dogs, then we can do. And that means we can have a nice, easy life, turn up to places, and then it's good stuff. I'll take you through the next bit. So the next thing I'll do is then I will get their leads, and again, just because I've touched their leads, it doesn't mean they're going to move. Then I'll recall them out. Boys, come. Good. Wait. Good boys. Flat. No. Red. Flat. No. Flat. Leave them there. So again, they're nice and stationary. I know where they are. I can then deal with the things I need to deal with. We up. And there. We can then, if I can find my keys, I can find my keys. Got some poo bags and everything else. And then I can move on to the next thing that I need to deal with, which is then take them through into the woods nicely, which will involve walking them nicely on the lead. So the thing I'm going to do is collect them up. Good. Rich, left. Good boy. Rocky, heel. Good boys. Boys, heel, left. Good. So we come to this gate here. Open up. Boys, heel. Rocky, heel. Go through. Boys, heel. So even though we're in the woods now, we've still got the boys walking nicely. Just get to this path. I know it's safe to let them off. So sit. Good. So again, just because the leads are going to come off, it doesn't mean we're just running off. So then we got old Reg here, and again, even though he's a little terrier and Mr. Do it all, we then wait for that attention from me, break, and off they go. And that's how we start our walk. So it's nice and structured, pretty boring, but it keeps these boys understanding what to do. Don't matter what environment we come into, be it a busy park or into some woods, their structure remains the same. And structure, when spoken about in the dog world, is completely misinterpreted. We think that actually what it's going to do is suppress our dogs and make them sad and everything else. But what it does, it gives them predictability. It gives them the ability to understand. There, off he goes. So they're not, oh my God, I can't leave Paul alone. I've got to walk next to Paul, I'm fearing him. They're super confident because they, if to remove anxiety is to give you or dogs or whatever predictable outcomes. Anxiousness comes because you don't really know what's going to happen next. So with these two, it's a great trick that is, Reggie. Fantastic. Come on, this way. These two know what's coming, so their anxiety levels are really, really low, and it makes walking them a pleasure. handling them a pleasure. And don't get me wrong, it's come from hard work from myself and proofing these behaviours with them, and for them to understand their downstays and walking nicely on a lead. But this is what we do, and this is what I give to clients, to people that work with us all over the world, and they can have really enjoyable dog walks. So yeah, that's the first bit of our walk and the first bit of structure that we give them. He's just got a scent of something, so this is a great way to demonstrate some control. So he's probably got a scent of like a fox or something like that. So I'll just demonstrate in terms of having the control over a dog like this. Rocky, this way. So that's nice. And then I can use an emergency down like this, flat. Which is brilliant. So he's been off hunting, probably the scent of a fox or something like that. Reg, this way, Rocky break. But that gives us real nice control. And having that emergency down, again, it's a great thing to use when I want to hold him in a position, but I don't always want to call him back. So all the way through this walk, the two dogs are going to listen to me, and again, I'm mentally stimulating them. He's had to think there, comply through what I've asked him to do. And again, obedient dog, but he's not, look, he's off, he's having his freedom. And that's what you get. If you get really nice, obedient dogs, but also they understand why they've been asked to do it, and when you've trained it using your reward. So look, I'll ask both of them to do a down now. Rocky, flat, Reg, flat. It's perfect, so both of these now. Boys, break. Yeah. So that's what you can get to working with us. That's the sort of level of control that we give clients that have got reactive dogs, that have got dogs that pull on the lead, don't come back when called, also have, sort of those aggression problems and everything else. But it's that level of control enables the walk to be really enjoyable for me and be out and about, and for it not to be a stress of, I'm not sure if I can bring my dogs back, and actually I must have to walk them in certain places in order to allow us to have a nice time and a nice experience. So yeah, there we go. I'll show you later in this walk our walking next to us callback, which is the recall that I use the most on a walk, and probably the command that I use second only to this way. Hey, Rocky, this way. Go on, boy. Reggie, this way. Atta boy. Go on, lad. Good lad. Break. As you can see with my dogs as well, they get to sniff and explore, and I think that's another concern. You'll see a lot on social media where a dog might be trained using a remote collar and everything else, and it's like, oh, the poor dogs are suppressed, and everybody thinks or conjures in their mind imagery of a dog just scared and not allowed to go and explore themselves as a dog. And as you can see, my Mally's up there searching for the next squirrel that he wants to go and chase, and I don't have to constantly manage him, and he's running, and he's testing his body and moving in different ways. And then back there is my terrier, who loves to use his nose, and he is, free to do. They're both free to do as they want, and this is way better than any snuffle mat. Rocky, this way. Or other enrichment games that you could possibly provide, and this comes through the training, so one shout, good boy, and he's back, and then here comes Reggie. He knows that his brother's been asked, not himself, that's why he's doing a little meander. So yeah, this is what my two get up to on a walk, and it's boy, it's down to the training that they've got, and the training allows them to go off and enjoy environments like this. So yeah, always remember what you can, always believe, what you can actually see from dogs. Like, a dog can't lie. They can only, a dog can only express what they're feeling in their body language, and you don't need to be an expert in dogs to understand when a dog is comfortable, content, confident, relaxed, happy, and then any other positive based wording that you could put to them in order to tell whether the training is good for the dog or is it not good for the dog. And watching these vlogs, I always take you out with my dogs as much as possible, and client dogs, and you'll be able to see dogs just being dogs due to the training that we give them. So on to the next command that these boys know. This command I like to use, which is perfect. So we've got these dogs here, they're both on lead coming up here. So I'll ask my two to come into heel. Reg, Rocky, heel. Heel. And we'll walk nicely, Rocky, heel, past these dogs because they're both on lead and it's not appropriate for my two to be off charged around. Hey, good boys, break. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about respecting other dog owners, dogs, people in public. Like, it's my responsibility to have these two fully under control, and it doesn't matter whether they're the big guy up front or the little guy behind here. I expect exactly the same from both of them, and they both operate under the same conditions. If I ask them both to do something or I ask one of them to do something, we have to follow through with it. And again, it's not because they're not allowed to interact with dogs, it's because those two dogs are on lead and it's not appropriate for them to go up to it. But having that control, I haven't had to stop my walk or panic. The command has been given, they follow through, and then I've released them out of that to go back into the environment. As I said, Reggie's there expressing himself, having a sniff, he's moving around, he's probably looking for potentially a ball that might be under there. But that's what you want, that's what you need, and that's what hopefully, people should get to. Anyone can get to this. This isn't some magic dogs that are just, born this way. The training has allowed them to do this. And if you want this, you can definitely have it. It doesn't matter whether you've got a dachshund or a Great Dane or anything else in between. They can all do this. And it's important that I think that all dogs have this level of control, because ultimately then the public can appreciate and like dogs even more, because everybody loves a well-trained dog. Great example of using this way. Rocky, this way! So he's gone charging off down this slope down here, and he will appear in a wee bit when, here he comes. Rocky, this way! Oh, he's down there. Oi, Rocky! Come on. Here he is. Good lad. Is that good? Yeah? Good boy. Break. Come on, break. Come on. Come on, Reg, let's go. So there we go. That's a perfect example of that this way cue that we use, rather than him having to come back to me and stop and stay near me. I'm making it really, really formal. So nice strong example from Rocky. He's gone off chasing whatever he's chasing, which is always going to be a squirrel in the woods. And yeah, he's having a cracking time. Coming to the end of the walk. Boys heel. Reg heel. I put him in that heel cue right next to me. Heel. So we're going back to my van. Good boys, and good. Reg, heel. And that is the walk. Done, dusted. They're the cues that I use. And then the last thing I do is put them away. Wait. Rocky, wait. Hey. Oh, you're going to lie down, are you? Fair enough. So they get put into the van here on their individual calls. Reggie, we know your name is Rocky. Fair enough. Not the best ending, eh, boys? But hey, at least it's realistic. In you go. Heads. And Reggie. Yes. Yes, in. Good stuff. Good walk.